Glen Durrant has enjoyed a remarkable career. The three-time BDO World Champion switched to the PDC in 2019, claiming his maiden PDC title at the Premier League in 2020. But since then, Duzza has endured a number of challenges. So we've come to Middlesbrough to catch up with him and find out about his new venture. Duzza, thank you very much for welcoming us into your brand new practice room. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm welcome. And it is brand new. It's just a house I bought last year, and I've always dreamt to have a room where I can practice, and it's looking great.
Yeah, it certainly is. Now, we have to talk about some of the difficult things. The past 18 months, of course, haven't been fantastic for you. How do you look at things at the moment? We can see you've got so much memorabilia in this room. How do you feel about things at the moment?
I think it was the speed it happened. I think, when you win the Premier League, there was a moment inside of me, it's like, that's it, I've done it. And that's dangerous when you do that, when you're not setting yourself targets, when you're not looking ahead and looking on to the next thing. Part of me was like, wow, Premier League champion. And I think I would have accepted a deterioration where I was still competitive, but it's just the speed it happened, from being the player nobody wants to play on the Pro Tour first round, to this year being the player everybody wants first round. That probably was the toughest thing of all. But I feel so fulfilled. You look around me now at the memorabilia that I have, and right behind me now is the night you win the Premier League championship. It's tremendous. I've had a fantastic career no matter what happens in the future, and I'm very proud of that. The Premier League experience was incredible. But when you talk about the Premier League, it's also the start, the catalyst of where it started going wrong. The night I beat Gary Anderson and Nathan, if you watch it now, my throw's not the same. It's not the same as it was in that April when I was the best player in the world. Something was fundamentally going wrong with my technique. And with that, with technique also then comes the mindset, the lack of confidence. So as great as the Premier League was, it was also the catalyst of when I realised that there was something wrong with my throw. I hid away. I went really quiet and didn't talk to anyone about it. There's people out there who can help, coaches who can help, sports psychologists who can help. But I thought it's going to come back, everything's going to be right. And I dealt with it pretty badly. I'm absolutely, totally lacking in confidence. My mindset is so negative. I'm embarrassed. And like I said, I had people busting a gut to come and practice with me. And I'd make excuse after excuse. And hopefully in this interview, you're going to be introduced to my nephew, who's like, he's the reason why I'm loving darts right now. That to watch him progress and things like that. So I got it wrong. Now I'm doing the coaching. I'm getting people in here who are full of confidence. Full of confidence, I can chat with them. When you're full of confidence, when I was playing well, do this. But a lot of the guys who are coming to see me are people who, like me, maybe something's gone wrong with the technique, it's mindset, it's confidence. And I can give them a full MOT. I can tell them where I went wrong. Look at the stance, look at the technique, look at the backlift, look at the follow through, look at the way they're practicing, chat with them. But what I am good at and what I intend to be the best in the world at, I want to be a great mentor, someone who can pick up the phone and chat to them and have that technical 2-hour session with them. And I want to mentor some of the best players in the world. That's the ambition moving forward. This is my nephew, Jamie. Fantastic player. If he throws a dart here, if you could just watch his whole body and his arm, and the secret for Jamie at his best, that the only mechanism working is that arm. His body is solid, he's thrown really beautiful and he's actually thrown a very good dart now.
Since I've been coming, he's put a lot of confidence back into me, which is I'm trying to return and tell him, look what he's achieved. I'm aiming for the same. I want him to get that confidence that he's given me, and hopefully inspire him to find that dart again.
And half the battle I've been having is I could get there and Jamie went, well, that's exactly how you used to throw, Glen. I would get to there and he went, that's exactly how to throw, Glen. But The issue I had was this, what's called a backlift. Just this backlift thing there. But my brain is telling me at that point, and people would then focus so much, but Jamie would stand there and would look in here and he'd say, go to the D, bring back to the G. Look to the D, throw it back to the G. But he'd focus on positives for me. And all of a sudden we have a relationship now where I'm helping him and you know, he's helping me, and it's working really well. And he's my star student, and yeah, he's going places. So remember the name, everyone, Jamie Durrant.